Hello, everyone, and welcome to P-Bolic Notes. My name is Michael Kirchin, and today is Thursday, April the 21st, 2022. Welcome to my channel. Before I forget to say, please subscribe to my channel. That way, whenever there's any new videos that I post, you'll be able to notify it right away. The topic for today is one that it's a token that I'm looking at. It's one that I heard of from Tokenomics, who I follow. And this is a token that was recommended by him. Now, Tika has been doing this for a long time. He's recommended many gems in the past. I started following him really a few months back. He's very good with recommendations. And this is one of those tokens where he recommended it. I done my research and I wouldn't be exercising really buying this token. And I'll share my ideas with you today. And obviously, it doesn't mean I'm right or I'm wrong. So please do your own research. This is not financial advice. And I trade in this space on my own. And whatever I'm sharing with you is not for a financial advisor, but it's myself and me as I trade in this cryptocurrency ecosystem. So let's get started by me sharing with you my computer screen. And you're going to see exactly what I'm looking at with this token. First of all, in the environment that we're in right now, is that cryptocurrency as a whole is kind of in a bearish environment because since Bitcoin is really associated still with riskier assets really, and whatever portfolio managers or investors are looking to kind of, let's say, remove risks from their portfolios, which is the kind of environment we're in right now. They basically stay away from Bitcoin and also NASDAQ stocks, which is why we've seen, if you look at kind of the pricing of what's going on with the, let's say, the S&P 500 in last little while, we see that it's kind of been bearish a bit, right? So obviously there's been a drop in S&P. It looks like in last couple of months by a good 10%. If you look at the NASDAQ composite, you see that as well. I mean, NASDAQ composite right now, it's if you do the daily averages, we see that it's really very bearish. Obviously, it's below the 200-day moving average. It's below the 100-day moving average. It's even below the 50-day moving average, right? So these are not great indicators. And if we look at it and see, could it be going any lower, the S&P 500? I'm sorry, the NASDAQ composite. It looks like, we're close to a level where it's testing, let's say, a new support lines. So obviously, if it does break from this 1,300 point number, there's a chance that it may drop another, potentially another, down to, let's say, 1,200, 12,500, 12,300, or potentially this point over here, which is approximately 12,600 points. So obviously that's going to be potentially another 5-6% drop for the Nasdaq if it breaks this support line, which you could easily break this, obviously. So that being said, of course, since Bitcoin has such a correlation with riskier assets, it means that, and since we do see that Bitcoin right now is below its 20-week SMA and 21-week EMA, so already the environment isn't that bullish, let's say, for the environment. Another chart that I started looking at also, which is the DXY. The DXY is the dollar index, and it's the US dollar versus 6 different currencies, the major one being the euro. And then there's the Japanese yen, there's the Canadian dollar, the British pound, and the Swedish currency, and there's one more as well. So basically, by us seeing that the DXY is actually very bullish, okay, it's kind of running bullishly. So this is something that I follow also Benjamin Cohen, who's a great technical analyst, and he had shown how when the DXY, this index was bullish, that was not a good situation for Bitcoin, which kind of makes sense because if you look at this time period since last May 2021, if we see what DXY has done, we see that it's actually gone up quite a bit from 89 points to 100 points. And at the same time, if I go to look at what Bitcoin has done since last May, we see that since May of 2021, Bitcoin also had this big rally, and then it came back down. So it's been kind of stuck in this same situation. Now, this token that I'm looking at today that was So this situation already isn't that bullish right now. So that means whatever altcoins or other coins we'll be adding to our portfolio, we want to make sure that we truly believe in it, or else there's no point to be getting involved in tokens. In my opinion, obviously, do your own research. Doesn't mean that I'm 100% right, but in my opinion, I wouldn't be putting more funds into a token right now unless I truly believe in it. So let's look at what this token is. So this Lukso token, I did a quick look up on it to see what it's all about. So we see that what it is that the current price today is at $11.99. The market cap is at $182 million. Fully diluted market cap is at much higher. It's basically at above billion. But max supply being 100,000 tokens, the circulating supply is 50 million. It means that there's still a whole bunch of these tokens that have to be released. It hasn't been released yet. So that to me, it means that, well, potentially there's going to be a supply of more of these tokens coming into the market. So already I look at this, I get a little concerned. And if I look at any more research, have I found any more research on it? So I went to Masari to see what I can find on this token. Really, I mean, the supply, as we already saw, it's basically, this is what the price is. And the circulating supply is exactly what we saw also on CoinMarketCap, is approximately at 50 million. And I want to see a bit more information on it. So we see that basically if you look at, let's say, what it's done in the all-time high was at $43. So that means that right now we're at approximately $12. So that means this token has seen quite a drop from its all-time high. And if we look and see how long it took for this to happen, you must have been, I guess, it looks like the all-time high was, let's just kind of see if we can see it here. I'm not seeing it here, so on Masari, but we'll try and find it afterwards on TradingView. And then as far as anything more, there's not much else that I found here with Masari, so which is a bit unusual because Masari usually has a lot more information. So that's, to me, already when I see that, it's already my strategy isn't to really invest too much on moonshots. I'd rather invest more on sure bets, or let's say less riskier bets. Obviously, doing it that way, it's a personal strategy. By doing it this way, you're then potentially letting go of big pumps with small, let's say, smaller tokens. But of course, it means that also on the low side, on the risky side, you're gonna be taking less of a hit. So that's why for me, I looked at this. I'm already a bit hesitant. And then if I look and see anything more on this token, I realize also I want to see what exchanges is it trading on. They say the market it's at KuCoin, Gate.io, KuCoin, Uniswap. So basically, I'm not seeing. It means that this token is not really trading right now on a big exchanges. So when it's like that, if it's not really trading on a big exchanges, it means that potentially if it does start trading on, let's say, a Gemini or a Crypto.com or an FTX or a Coinbase, then the price will start going up potentially. But of course, that's a hedge. That's a bet that can happen. It may not ever be listed on an exchange. So that's why for me, at this current moment, I look at this, I'm very hesitant. And if I want to see if there's anything on the charts that I can read, I see not much with this token. Basically, this is a chart on TradingView of the LYX token versus Tether. And we see that the all-time high was hit actually last October. So that was very recently. So the token went really, if you look at what's going on with this token, it basically has started trading, it looks like in May 2020. It's gone up, it had a parabolic run, then it went down to again, $4 or $5. From here, it went up tenfold, right? I mean, it went from May 2021 to October 2021 tenfold on this, I guess people make a lot of money with this. And since then, it's kind of gone down quite a bit. And if I compare it to Ethereum, I'm very curious to know if I'll be able to see this token against Ethereum. Yes, it's on KuCoin, we have this token. So we see that basically it's oscillating against Ethereum, so meaning that it's kind of behaving the same way as Ethereum was. At certain points, it was going up, then went down. So I'm not seeing much of a signal on the technicals with this token. So that's why it's one of those things where so far I would say I haven't seen anything that really is telling me that I should be exercising or buying this token. And if I look at what is done as far as the tokenomics, I meant onto the chain analysis. Onto chain analysis, it doesn't give me much really. So I see that there is 2,800 addresses. There are in the money, and there's 58% of the addresses are really out of the money. So there's a lot of investors that are losing money with this token. And if I go down and see, this is the same kind of idea with the full I guess holders of the addresses of this token. And then if I go down and see there's anything more that I can see here. One thing I like always looking at is to see what's going on with all-time held by basically these holders. So we see that, I mean, there's a lot of, there's the hodlers, which are those that are basically holding the token for over a year. It looks like that number is going up. So there's a lot of people kind of betting on it, that it's going to be going up. This number is going up basically, which I like seeing that. That's a good sign. But one thing that I saw here I didn't like too much was that if I look at what's going on with by concentration, I see that this token, since it's not really released yet, since we already, and what I want to specify what I mean here is that since of the entire supply of 100 million tokens, there's only 50 million circulating. That means there's still a whole bunch, 85 million, that has not been released yet. So that's why if you look at this, I see that there's really most of the tokens. Okay, so 87% of the token is being held by the whales. Obviously, one of the whales being the actual exchange itself, and a couple of big investors are holding this token as well. Then there's a number of big investors. There's 10 of them that are holding 2% of tokens. So these guys, what retail and what investors means, investors mean that these are people who are holding 0.1 and 1% of that entire token availability. That means there's those who are holding 0.1% to 1% of the entire token. There's 10 of these people, and the rest are retail. So the retail basically are these guys here. It looks like it's 10% of the tokens are held by retail. So this is, I look at this, I don't like seeing that. To me, this means that there's a couple of people that are controlling this whole space, and the retail guys are really just a small pie of the ecosystem. I do understand that there's still a whole bunch of these tokens that have not been released yet, but still, this is, to me, this would be a very risky play. And also, there's another way. There's another thing also I'm looking at. If I go down to the distributions, I like seeing this chart as well. So I look at this, and I'll zoom in just to kind of show you a bit more details. We see that basically those who are holding 10 million to 100 million of the tokens, there is basically two such addresses. And then those who are holding 1 million to 10 million, there's two addresses. So this 81% must be the actual, I guess, it's the actual protocol is holding this. And then there is 7% of tokens are being held by two other addresses. Then there's 2% of the actual supply is held by 10 investors. So these are the investors that we saw before are holding this. And then if you look at, then there is those who are holding 10,000 to 100,000 tokens, 1,000 to 10,000, 100 to 1,000, and so forth. These are the rest of the people. So I look at all this. So this number scares me. The fact that it hasn't been released yet, so that means this is potentially controlled by those whales that we saw. So by seeing this, I would be passing on this project for now until I have more information on it. And I will definitely keep an eye on it. And if things do change here, I'll definitely update this channel as well. So that way I'll be sharing with you a future video if there's anything to be updated on this this protocol, the Lukso protocol. So thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I wish everyone a great weekend. Thank you. Bye bye.